Welcome back, Beyblade fans. Today we're back at Norwich VR rooms for the next Beyblade tournament, Ascension, the same place as held Mega Flare. Let's get into the tournament video now. For my first battle and the return of Chase's hand, I'm actually paired up against UK BeybladeX Network. His channel is actually one of my favourite BeybladeX channels due to how it's been based in the UK, and it's very up to date with how stuff has been releasing from Hasbro as well as Takara Tomy, and we are off. My Wizard Rod versus his Shark, and I do a perfect stool launch. We clash again, and it's just going to be back and forth. We both hunker down in the middle. I send his Shark flying. I nearly get pocketed out of the arena, but I return. I am able to just keep Shark off of me, and I knock it down, and I get the first point with a spin finish. For the second round, it's my Meteor Dragoon versus his Hover Wyvern from Japan. I've not actually seen that many of the teal, blue and purple versions. We get our launchers ready and we're off. My Meteor Dragoon, I've launched it ever so slightly weaker than usual due to how I want to make sure I stay in the middle and don't waste too much of my stamina, and so I could also spin steal off the Hover Wyvern. I've actually altered my combo from 770 to 760 due to how the rubber has been so worn down, and apparently it's better the more rubber is worn. But we're both in the middle and I'm able to spin steal and I get another spin finish, making it 2-0. For the next game, it is Aero Pegasus versus Phoenix Wing. I've altered it to be on low rush 360 instead of normal rush. We get our launchers ready and we're off. Both great launches. I tilt launch so I can stay in the middle. I wind up and I get the extreme finish. I have won with a score of 5-0. For the next game, it is me versus Chase, my Wizard Rod versus his Aero Pegasus, and somehow we both knocked each other into the pocket just after launch. This is the first time I've ever seen this happen, and I think this is a first for him too. A lot of people was watching this game and they have no idea. So we get our launchers ready. It was a reshoot and same base, and there we go. I nearly knock his Aero Pegasus into the pocket, but my Wizard Rod is holding strong. I destabilize Pegasus and Wizard Rod takes the first game with a spin finish. For the next round is Meteor Dragoon versus Wizard Rod on 960 ball or free ball. I couldn't tell. I've not seen anyone use that combo in a long time, but I self KO and Chase gets 2 points. For the next round, it is my Phoenix versus Chase's Shark. His Shark is actually on Hexa, two of the best attack blades in the game, and we're going back and forth. It's a power struggle, but my aggressiveness of my Phoenix is able to destabilize Chase's Shark, and I get a spin finish. For the next game, it is Wizard Rod versus Wizard Rod, 960 ball versus 160 Hexa. My Wizard Rod hits the rail, is going too fast, and I self KO. Chase wins with a score of 4-2. It was a really close game and a really fun one. For the third match, it is me versus my buddy Ivory, my Wizard Rod versus their Silver Wolf. I do a perfect stool launch. Their Silver Wolf knocks itself out with no contact, meaning it's a 1 point to me and a reshoot for the both of us. Back in position, we're both ready. We hear the countdown and we're off. I can't actually do the stall, but I get knocked into the stall, which was perfect. Silver Wolf and Wizard Rod are going round and round, mainly in the middle however. I will need to speed this up because this one's going to take a while. Unfortunately, however, Silver Wolf is guarding too many attacks. Wizard Rod can't seem to find an opening. Wizard Rod is hitting all of this free spinning blade and it goes down to a spin finish. Before the next round, however, Ivory let loose the information that their Wizard Rod was actually cracked. So quickly, I run across the venue, which was only like not even 10 feet away, to my bag and go grab my spare Wizard Rod for them to use, due to me being a nice guy and wanting a fair game, and also for the clout, gang on that clout shit. But no, honestly, I just wanted a fair game, and so grabbing my Wizard Rod, I loan it to Ivory and we get on with the next game. For the next match, it is my Meteor Dragoon versus practically my Wizard Rod being used by someone else, but we get the contact, it's going really well. Meteor Dragoon is dominating, pushing Wizard Rod around, but Meteor Dragoon is slowly losing stamina due to it being very one-sided. The reason for swapping out the 760 for 150 or whatever I would normally use is due to how the weight would not be able to keep up. So the 760 would be used as a weight, and also because apparently it is really good with maintaining stamina. But unfortunately, Meteor Dragoon is not getting enough hits in, and it is losing speed really fast. Wizard Rod is on a heavy tilt, and my Meteor Dragoon's about to go down, and there it is to a spin finish against my own Wizard Rod. Next up is Cobalt Dragoon on Elevate versus my Phoenix Wing on Low Rush. This match went so fast that even I could barely see it, but I get the KO and I get 2 points. For the next game after the reshuffle, it's Silver Wolf versus Wizard Rod again. I get almost a perfect stall, but unfortunately I come off the rail. I hunker down in the other corner, hit an extreme dash, which may have been one of the key factors of my defeat. I go back into the middle. My opponent Silver Wolf is just dancing in the middle. There's nothing I can do, and I'm going to have to speed up again. I'm so sorry. After an insane power struggle, I thought I was going to get the spin finish, but I don't. My opponent Silver Wolf spun ever so longer, and they get the spin finish. For the next round, it's another rematch. Phoenix versus Cobalt Dragoon. We get our launchers ready, and we're off. We make contact, but unfortunately, Phoenix overcooks its speed, and I KO myself, and I lose my third game. Next up, it is me versus just Adam. Me and him have gone back to back before. I'm using Wizard Rod, and he's using the newly released Unicorn Delta, the new CX Expand Bay. I've actually not seen this babe in use that much in real life, so this was the first time ever going up against it. I get a perfect stamina launch, but I hit the rail too hard and I lose so much stamina that it's funny. His Unicorn Delta is beating the loving crap out of my Wizard Rod. Wizard Rod has no stamina and went down to a spin finish. Next up is Meteor Dragoon versus Cobalt Dragoon, the Meta King. Will the new UX upgrade be able to contend with the BX little brother? Hopefully, I win. We get our launches ready and we're off. I nearly get knocked out into the pocket early, but my Meteor Dragoon is able to hang on for dear life. I knock over his Cobalt Dragoon and Meteor Dragoon gets the spin finish. For the next game, it is Wizard Rod 160 Hexa, not mine, versus my Phoenix Wing 360 Low Rush. This will be a really hard match. We get our launches ready, and I launch full power and we're off. I get caught in the little gap, but I hunker down, I charge up, and I extreme the Wizard Rod. I have won with a score of 4-1. And that fist bump. For my next game, I'm actually up against Fuzz, the second host for the Beyblade Norfolk events. I've never actually been against Fuzz before, so hopefully I can stand a good chance. My Wizard Rod versus his Pegasus, and we're off. I try to do a stall launch, but it gets interrupted. I'm getting knocked around. I hit the extreme dash, and I get knocked out into the extreme zone. For the next round, it is my Meteor Dragoon versus Fuzz's Mummy Curse. This might actually be the first time I've went up against Mummy Curse in a tournament bracket match, and so I am a little bit skeptical, but I launch at full power regardless, hoping for a quick burst or easy KO. But unfortunately, Fuzz's Mummy Curse is on a stamina bit, which makes its defense power and stamina really powerful, and it has been able to knock me around and keep me at bay. Ha, pun intended. But my Meteor Dragoon goes down and I lose 4-0. For the 6th round of Ascension, it is me versus Smiley Dan, my Wizard Rod versus a Samurai Saber on Wedge combo. And I'm able to get the perfect stall launch. I hunker down in the corner and I attack and then go around the rail, but don't connect with the rail. I just go around the perimeter of the stadium, and now we are clashing in the middle. His Samurai Saber is making some lovely noises due to the metal flaps. I've got to say, if there was an ASMR video with those metal flaps hitting another Beyblade, I'd watch it for 4 hours straight. but it looks like his samurai saber is losing stability as my wizard rod is just dancing around and around the samurai saber, and it's about to go down due to a spin finish due to stamina being drained away. My wizard rod is just hunkering down, not making too many contacts but enough to wear it down, and there it is, the spin finish. Next up, it is my Meteor Dragoon versus a Dran Brave. I've not seen Dran Brave been used in a while since it first came out, but Meteor Dragoon gets the quick KO, and I get 2 more points, making it 3-0. Next up, it's Phoenix versus Cobalt Dragoon. We've already launched and we've made contact. My Phoenix is hunkering down in the middle, but I bounce too many times and I KO myself. Next up is Wizard Rod versus Cobalt Dragoon on Elevate, the worst matchup possible, but it overcooks itself into the extreme zone and I get 1 point, making me the winner. Moving on to the stats, I only won 50% of my games, winning 3 out of 6 rounds. Unfortunately, I did not make the top 8, and I do admit I was playing with a slight handicap due to actually injuring my arms on the 16th of May, days before the tournament. So I'm actually very surprised that I was still able to win half of my games with this slight drawback, but next time when there's a tournament I will make sure to properly take care of myself before the tournament, that way I can play at maximum efficiency. Thank you everyone for watching and have a good rest of your day, and I will return for the next tournament, or once my Bullet Griffin and Dran Strike arrive, I might do a review on both. If you want to see that review, let me know in the comments, and have a good rest of your day.